Hi, I'm Johnny. I'm a global artist ambassador for FENIX360, and I'm blessed to be joined today by the media and communications expert, Charles Baldwin. Hello, Charles. How are you?
Thanks, John. It's nice to meet you. I love the positive energy that exists here.
All right. I'm glad you feel that way too, Charles. And listen, I also love your background and feel like, you know what I mean, this is going to be a cool conversation. I'm looking forward to it and sharing and basically your journey. So very appropriate. Now, listen, I wonder whether or not we might tune into some of your content now, Charles. Okay, if we share that with our audience for a moment.
Sure, you're going to find my best representation at my website, which is Latin for the science of light. It's luxoreum.com, luxorium.com.
I love it. Okay, great. Let's tune in now to some of the content delivered by Charles Baldwin.
Hey everybody, this is The Ghost. You're listening to the space station, 2.5 million miles into outer space on qskyradio.com. Join our Discord server every Saturday morning from 7 to 10 a.m. as I play classical music and look at the internet with an eye on very interesting news and information that you probably haven't heard from your typical news sources. Thanks for joining me 7 to 10 a.m. Saturday morning on qskyradio.com, and call in with your cool car stories and cool love stories. The number to call is 607-438-2905. I am looking forward to talking with you and letting everyone hear your cool car story and cool love story on the space station. I am The Ghost.
Charles, excellent to share your work with everyone, and thanks so much. Now, listen, I'm looking forward to learning about you. Can you tell me where you're from? And I'd love to hear some insights about your journey in being a multidisciplinary artist.
Well, Dad worked for Corning Incorporated, and I've he sold all of the glass that went into outer space up until he died, which was in 1992. And have always had sort of science fiction and real science. And then with Mom, there's the music. And several years ago, a friend said he looked at a photograph I had on my cell phone and he said, you know, this is $1 million photograph. You should be a photographer. And with Mom sort of in the throes of the ends of her life, I was like, you know, why not? And started really exploring that in a big way. And interestingly enough, there was a conversation with Steve Martin at some point where he was on television and he said he had been studying human psychology. So I started studying human psychology at the same time. And this positive psychology has really proven very beneficial to me through these sort of tough times with having to deal with Mom's going away. And the interesting thing that sort of came out of that was taking a test, learning that one of my top strengths is this sort of endless sense of curiosity. And then really I fell into an opportunity to be a photographer for an online antique dealer. And I've gotten myself registered with the New York State Film Commission as a location scout. And there's a lot of filming going on in the area that I really sort of am getting up to speed with and finding out about. And I've rewritten one old classic film noir script. I have written a new script that's based on the concept of a future war queen of a dragon planet who defeats an evil invasion force from Earth.
Wow.
And I've come up with a couple of other ideas. You know, you are probably of an age where you remember. Do you remember the Bell Telephone series where they were talking about Our Mr. Sun?
Our Mr. Sun. I'm afraid I don't.
Remember?
I still was around at the era in which that was, you know what I mean, out there.
So there are some old technology that have kind of been forgotten and I think would make a wonderful kind of mystery story. And I'm not, one of the things they tell you is when you get an idea, write it down. So behind this screen, I have a box full of ideas, and I keep pulling them together in different ways. I've bought some scripting software, and I've been shooting video all over the place and not locating, but getting familiar with all of the locations that are available out in this part of New York State.
I see. Well, listen, Charles, that's an incredible, journey. And, I'm thinking about a lot of the things that you mentioned there. First of all, that experience with your mom and your dad, obviously, that you honor so much and are real sensitive about the end of their lives, and and maybe some of the curiosity that you mentioned related to just the experience of actually losing a parent, of which both my parents have passed. And so we share that in common. And it makes you ultimately, consider your own mortality. And I love that you've taken your art form of photography and now integrated it into, all the other dynamic ways in which, you already have been interested and developed an experience and expert in media communications. So the integration of these things, very interesting, the content that you're now generating. And I love the ideas of these movies. They really, should come to fruition. Very creative and interesting concept. So we're going to look forward to you getting connected with the right producers to make that come to fruition.
What a thrill. That would just be so awesome behind me, so that I can understand how to plan and work a business, make this work as a business.
Right. Well, listen, that's part of the, whole premise behind what we do here at FENIX360. We've created a cooperative of artists where they basically will collectively present their work and give the ability for fans to connect and discover them, and new means for which to be able to commercialize your work through NFTs and through the currency that's on the platform. And so these are innovative ways, and you've always been kind of an innovator with regard to media and communications and through your photography work. And so we're really pleased that you're going to be on the FENIX360 app, among great artistic company. And so tell me about the social media links that you do use. You mentioned your site before. Do you use any of the other social sites as well, Charles?
I do. And that really started with Facebook several years ago, probably 10 or 11 years ago on Facebook, and wasn't really aware of Twitter, Pinterest, LinkedIn. There's a plethora of them. There's TikTok, and there's Tumblr, and there's Instagram. And I use a freebie called Hootsuite to broadcast to 3 channels. And then I sort of have to keep up with myself doing the other channels, but I can't do it all alone. And so I end up sort of picking and choosing. And I've discovered the power of the hashtag, John. Do you know the power of the hashtag?
Very good, man. Every single one of those platforms have some audience for which could be, potentially interested in collaborating with you or connecting with you or following you. So it's great to have a range and to use them as a means for which to expand. So your idea for your movies, etc., that's now a seed that's going to come to fruition by the person that's going to change your life you haven't met yet. So at any rate, we'll hope that happens indeed for you. And I want everyone to follow the social media links that we'll put below your interview today, and also look for your Horizon on FENIX360. So Charles, man, thanks for hooking up with me today. Very best. Yes, man, Shaka. And it's great to learn from you, and glad that we had this opportunity. Thanks, brother.
All right. Peace out, John. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate.
lights. Okay, you can turn on the reactor now. Yeah, that looks good. Hey everybody, my name's Charles and I do audio and video productions. This is my space station and I invite you to contact me. My website is luxoreum.com. There's a contact page there. You can also message me 607-438-2905. Thanks. Talk to you later.